heard, I've seen your comments, and you've been wanting to know how I found out that I had vitiligo and how I was able to like take care of myself, breathing up, and then let go of all the insecurities that comes with having vitiligo. Nothing at all was working, like literally. One very tiny dot like that. I was like, okay. Hi. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I see remain your girl Maruche-Achim. If you're new here, do not forget to like, subscribe, turn on your notification button so whenever I post videos like this, you'll be the first one to watch. So you've asked, I've listened, I've heard, I've seen your comments, and you've been wanting to know how and what and when and how it came about. So from the title already for today's video, you already know what we'll be talking about. We'll be talking about how I found out that I had vitiligo and how I was able to like take care of myself, breathing up, and then let go of all the insecurities that comes with having vitiligo. Not just vitiligo, having like a scar, like an unknown scar that just appears out of nowhere. So today we'll be talking about that. Sit down, relax, get your popcorn. Let's dive into this gist. So in order not to like make mistake or say the wrong things or give you a wrong story, I would really like, if you see me talking very slow, just know I'm trying to like get all of the stories, all of the experiences like very clear and correct. So please pardon me if I'm sounding too slow and very boring in this video. Well, I know I'm not boring. If I if I bore you, please pardon me. That's how I talk. At times when I'm very tensed, I tend to like talk very slow. So as you already know, I said earlier, I'll be telling you guys how I got vitiligo, how I even found out it was vitiligo. Now let's like track back to 2000 and 2016. This did not just come like, it was not part of me where it was not part of my growing up. I think I was 17 or 18 at the time when I found out I had vitiligo. Or was it 16? Yeah, 17. I can't remember. Yeah, so I went to school. I was admitted in the year 2014. So that year was my first year in school. I was going to school, going for lectures, happy, very happy, vibrant, young baby girl. And I know the face is also beautiful but pretty at least. Okay, it's not so beautiful, it's not so pretty, but at least I was okay. And then I came back, my first holiday, that's my first vacation from school. When I was 100 level, I came back home and then I started using this for the sake of like trying to like save myself and this my video from being questioned and then sued. I'm not going to say the name of that brand. I used one oil, one serum like that. I mixed with my cream and I started using that serum. Now, mind you, let me just put this out there. The serum was not the cause of the vitiligo. It just happened to be one of the contents that actually like triggered the cell in my system to like start having this discoloration on my skin. So I used that in that 2000. Let's say I was admitted in 2014 into the university. So around 2015, I came back home for my first vacation break from school, and then I used that serum in my cream. And then I started noticing that okay, it started as though you know when someone changes their cream and they start having like skin reaction to cream or soap that they've changed. Mine started as though I was having like eczema on my, I think the first it started here, one very tiny dot like that. I was like, okay, I'm having eczema just because I mixed this serum in my cream. And then I stopped using the cream. I started looking for this thing tube that I can apply so the eczema can go without having the knowledge that I was actually having vitiligo. So I found the first tube I used it. Before you know, it's as if as I was using the tube, it was just like telling all the cells, all the melanin cells in my body, oh yeah, die, 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 so that this whole part of my skin can start like washing off. So I used that, the first tube I used, and then before you know it, in 3 days, boom, this whole place was washed off. I was so scared. I said, ah, what is this? Then the next thing, you know, it's now appeared here again. I say, ah, ah, what is really happening? Before you know it, okay, I started using tube. Now another tube I got. Now mind you, this is like the fourth tube that I've gotten just for that eczema spa, thinking it was eczema now, just for that eczema to go. So I was using that, and then for I think after a while it stopped like spreading. I was like, okay, I'm good to go. I went to school, got to school, and then it became worse. It just kept spreading and spreading and spreading. My dear brothers and sisters, if you see this part of my face, it was all of this place was washed off. All like this was, in fact, like this, it went this way. Then this particular spot you're seeing that is very tiny now was like almost to this part of my face, and then my ear also. Your girl was so depressed. I was depressed in school. I don't know if you are a Madonna student watching this video, you would know. I think you have like a very good idea of what laundry ground is and how laundry ground is there in Madonna University. Laundry, I think I wrote a poem. I think maybe before I end this video, I will attach the poem to this part of the video. I, laundry ground became like a space, a safe space for me where I go and then express my feelings. I go there every night and I cry. I cry my heart out. Like every morning, I'm always so scared to like dress up to go to class, to go for lectures. Mind you, I was depressed. I am not joking. I was very, very depressed. I was so scared. I started having insecurities, like major insecurities. Because now everybody was asking, oh, what's happening to you? What is this on your face? What is this? Are you sure? What is this? And then some, we refer it as a some. I think I have been in the midst of like 3 or 4 groups that they didn't know I was there, and they were like, that girl with that like bonbon face. Mind you, then it used to be, I used to be like really, really offended from all of those talks. Like the it was not easy. I used to be really offended. I used to like cry every day in my room when I get back to my hostel. But when I came back, now after that section I was in school, uh, after that section I was in school, that I was still trying to like figure out what was happening to me. Then I came back. I came back that break. My mom and I now decided to visit National Hospital, and there's this other hospital. In fact, all of those government hospitals there in ABG. So we went to the first one, to the National Hospital. We were not able to see. We just like went for test, and then they asked us to like return the next day. Then my mom was like, okay, let's still visit this hospital. Was it the hospital was on 3? I don't really know the name of the hospital. So we visited the hospital. Now there's one thing to say, people that were like conducting the test, they didn't know what was wrong with me. And then there's another thing to say, that they were now making like for them to now make side comments in the front of that person. Now we went there. The next thing, the first thing that the lady said, oh, in fact, they did not even conduct any test. The first lady was like, this thing, you know they go, you know they go, before you know now it go spread all over your body. Hey, trust my mom. My mom is a very, very drama queen. She's a big time dramatic queen. Now, after they said that thing, so one lady now advised my mom that she should buy ori and then just ori and honey, like original honey, that should be applying it. Mind you, ori and honey can actually work perfectly, but just because this thing is a cell that was lost already in my body, like that cell was dead and needed to be like revived back. So even if I was using ori and all that, it wasn't working. Nothing was working. Nothing at all was working. Like literally, I was becoming very, very angry. Now, we still did not know what it was. We left, came back home. I bent my I remember we boarded the taxi. Taxi we boarded. I sat down by this side. My mom was sitting down by this side. She was just looking at me. I didn't want to look at her because I was already emotionally like drained. And I trust my mom. My mom was already like crying small, small. I didn't want to look at her because I know if I had looked at her, I would have just like broken down and then maybe I'll start crying. And then everybody will start telling me sorry, which I did not want to hear at all. So we came back home, still waiting for the result from National Hospital. And then the day they gave us appointment, we went back. One of the doctors now said that I had vitiligo and that currently there is no that he's not going to give us if it like um, um a very good answer like or give us like a valid I don't know the word give us medication that will just take it off, but he's going to give us medication that can help us control it. And then he gave us one drugs like that which I came back I was taking. Nothing was really happening until one lady now introduced us to one nurse. She introduced us to the nurse. The man came, he checked me, he now told me that this is vitiligo. And then he told me I have like a segmental vitiligo because there are others that have vitiligo, but theirs is not segmental. That's why you see them having it all over their body, their hands, and the rest. Now, mind you, also vitiligo can be controlled. It might not go at once. For others, depending on the kind of skin you have, for others, it will just once you just take the medication they give to you, it goes immediately. But for others as well, it doesn't go immediately. Remember that whatever has to do with the skin can take time for that thing to heal. So he told me that the cell that produces melanin in my body is low, which needs to be like activated. So instead he gave me injection. That injection, I take that injection every month, 3 times, let's say 6 times every month. I was taking that injection alongside the drugs that I was taking. And before you know it, trust me, if that's why they say, oh no, go, no, no. But if you know, it just that thing that looks as if it's a very big problem, it just like diminishes. Like you will not even see it as a problem again. Now, we know what it was. We know that it is vitiligo. So our major issue now is how do we now take care of this vitiligo? How do we now control this vitiligo? How do we take this vitiligo out of my skin, most especially out of my face? So I started taking the drugs, taking the medication. I was like strictly on following the days that and the directions that I was given to take that drugs. And to my greatest surprise, I started seeing changes. I started seeing so many changes. Now, apart from the medication, in Madonna University, every Wednesday is our adoration. There is no day I go for adoration that I don't cry because of this vitiligo. There is no day I go to church that I don't cry and beg God because of this vitiligo. There is no day I spend in that laundry ground that I don't cry and question God why it had to be me with this vitiligo on my face. Now, all of those problems I was having, I was thinking, I was being mentally stressed, drained. But I pray to God. As Christians, we are made to believe that when you ask, you will receive. When you seek, you will find. And trust me, I was I was so persistent on asking God and begging God to give me. There was one thing I was asking God to give me. I told him, please give me courage. Please give me courage. Just courage or boldness so that I'll be able to like embody this new me and not feel so sad or feel so like angry or not feel happy whenever I look at my face in the mirror. And then just like that. Now it sounds easy, but within that period, it was really difficult. If you're out there and you have vitiligo, I want you to know that you're very beautiful, you're perfect the way you are, and you can actually like follow it through medical ways. You can actually use local herbs because so many people, I've seen people that use local herbs and it worked for them. I've seen, like for me, I'm going to say my own testimony is like medication, like normal drugs, medication. It worked for me. Now I'm going to come very close to the camera to show you what I was saying. Now I started taking this medication, and if you watch from here, this whole place used to be like this used to be like covered with vitiligo. It was washed actually. Then that medication I was taking, I started like shrinking and taking out all those white patches. Same thing with my face. Of all of this like discolorations I have on my face, there's just one that I admire the most. This one here on my ear. I don't know why. For some reason, I just admire that. Even if I get like any good medication and I can just take this once and for all, I wouldn't take this off because I want this to like stand as a reminder of what I fought, how I fought that, and where I am or where I'll be at that time. So that's how I found out I had vitiligo. We took care of the vitiligo. I took medications, prayed to God to give me boldness. There was a time I like up till now, don't get me wrong, I don't know. I don't want like for those of my friends, if you're watching this video, please, please, please forgive me for this part of the video. Most of my friends, in fact from school, there's one particular friend I will always be thankful for. Please forgive me. It's all of my friends I always be thankful for. That's Diane and Mojo. I don't know, like the closeness, we were not so close, but this she always gives me these words of encouragement. She's always saying, "Ah, do you know you're very pretty? Eh, maybe you're very pretty. Oh, forget this thing. In fact, this thing makes you more beautiful." I don't know, but those kind of like statements used to like keep me going when I was in school. And then after I prayed to God for boldness, I started seeing people say you're fine, something like that. And then I used to have, even up to now, I still have that. I used to have like anxiety. I have anxiety, like big time anxiety to go to a new place because for some reason it takes me back to those days in school when I started, like when this whole Vitiligo journey started and people were still trying to figure out what was wrong with me, and they were asking me, "Ah, what was this on your face? What happened to you?" And then I'll start explaining. So whenever it's time for me to go to a new place, I get really, really scared. I get really, really, really scared. But one thing I always do is I always pray to God and say, I say, God, my dear Father, please, I'm going to a new place, like a new environment. Please still give me that boldness and courage which I prayed for in the earlier days of Vitiligo so that I can actually enjoy my stay there. And once I pray, say these words to God, trust me, once I just get to that place, everybody just like, for some reason, just like mind their business, don't really ask. Even if I can see like on their faces that they really want to know. At times I'll be the one to now say, I know you wanted to know what happened to me. See, this is vitiligo. Like, God, trust me. God, 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 God before all things. And then one major thing that happened to me amidst all this whole having vitiligo everything. I was about to go to camp. Mind you, I had vitiligo. It started coming out when I was in school. So for like some few years, after 2 or 3 years, people in school got like used to my face. Now I left school. The another new space for me to go to again was now camp. I was so scared. I prayed to God. And then when I got to camp, I don't know, for some reason I just felt like, God, I keep this story that I'm telling you. I've said this story to my friends, my close friends, and my family, anyone that wanted to listen how my camp experience, my NYC orientation camp experience went. I told them this story. I went to camp for some reason, and in camp there are like thousands of people. It just felt like God just like covered my face with someone else's face. And when I went there, all the compliments I got was like, they were very positive, just like, you're very pretty, you're very pretty. And then at times when I get to the hostel, I carry mirror and just look at my face because I really want to know if there's something different with my face. So my dear, you've heard my story today. That's how I got vitiligo, and that's how I found out I had vitiligo. Now, even if you're not having vitiligo, if you're having all kinds of, like, I don't want to say all kinds of beautiful change on your body, just know that you're pretty. Just know that I see you. You're very pretty, and you don't need to allow that to weigh you down. Just be just be brave, be bold. And then one good thing that would help you actually is you have to like look for the balance, self-balance, to look for self-love for yourself. If you have self-love for yourself, if you come to the realization that no one will give you love unless you love yourself, trust me, once you just begin to love yourself, every other person around you will begin to love you for you. I don't know if that makes sense. So that's it. And that's my story. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for coming down to this very part of the video. I want to say a very big thank you, or thank you for 450 subscribers. You guys are amazing. I'm going to keep like building this channel, posting things that will keep this channel lively and entertaining. And the next video I'll be posting is a video of me talking about how I got my name. Remember, I actually teased that in my last video. If you haven't watched the last video, go and watch the last video, the one I did, and then I titled it Spend the Day With Me. Go and watch that video. That video was very funny, but I liked it though. So I still remember your girl Maruche-Achim. Do not forget to like, subscribe, turn on your notifications whenever I post videos like this. You'll be the first one to watch. Bye.